right. So I know I didn't get it. I know I'm still sitting at 20 minutes for each one of those last two videos. This last one, I hopefully is a lot shorter because we only have a couple things to get in. What we want to do is create this last object called a hand, and then we want to interact the card, the deck, and the hand together. So that's the idea. So let's go ahead and start our definition. So class hand is an object. Then init, so our constructor, just pass in self. I'm not really going to pass anything in. I want self dot num cards to equal 0 and self dot cards equal to a blank list. So when you initiate a hand, I want it to have nothing in it, right? So that's the idea. This next part is, can I get items out of? So can I get items out of a hand? So get item self key is what we're going to call this. And what we'll do is we'll return self.cards key. I didn't mean to do that. Shift enter, and then I want to set item. So if I set item, so set item, this allows us to index into the hand. So the get item and the set item allow us to index into the hand and get certain ones out that we're looking for. So key, comma, value, right? So this is going to allow us to set something in particular. So self dot cards key is equal to value. What that means is if I were to want the 0th one to be the 2 of spades, then I would have to pass in the value. I have to pass in a card as the value that I'm trying to set to that particular key. So that's all that's doing. This just kind of gives you a window into how to make things indexable. And then finally, no, not finally, I guess we got a couple more. Let me see, I'm going to discard a card, I believe. So discard gets rid of the card from the bottom of the hand. Okay. So discard self card if card in self dot cards, then I want to delete self dot card dot index card. So what we're doing here is pass me in the index of the self.cards that contains that card. It's kind of, I mean, think about what this thing is doing. And then once I get the index out, then I want to go into that thing and delete it out of there. I could probably use a remove. I don't know. I just did it this way. Again, implementation is sort of how this is the way I implemented it. You could probably use a remove, but I didn't do it like that. So that would delete that card out of there, and then let's do a repr on what we want the deck to look like when I call it. So self, and then I want result equal to string for C in self.cards. We want to result. What did I forget to do? Oh no, I didn't forget to do it. It's just I haven't really used this num cards here. So every single time I think of what I'll do, I mean, you probably don't even need this attribute. I could probably get rid of it because I'm not using it anywhere else. And if I wanted the length of it, I would probably do a length of self.cards. So that's probably what reason why I didn't mess around with it. So for C in self.cards result plus equals to string. So the typecast the card is string and then plus, put a comma, right? So that looks a lot like the deck did before, and then I'm gonna get rid of that comma. Res result is equal to result, and then everything up to -1, and then return res. Okay, and there we go. I think that's it. That's all we want to do here. Now let's shift enter. And let me just run everything starting from the top just in case. Shift enter, shift enter, shift enter, shift enter, shift enter, shift enter. So now let's kind of see how these things interact with each other. So let's create a deck. So D is equal to deck. H1 is equal to hand. I don't need to pass anything in. Do that, and this is print D. So we get all the deck, or I could just do D. Let's just look at it really small. And then we could print hand H1. We get nothing, right? So what I want to show you is how we're going to deal a card to this hand. So I want to do D dot deal, right? I want to deal to H1. If you remember, come back up here. If we were in Spider, it would tell you the things that you need to do. But since we're in Jupyter Notebook, you remember it's self. So we don't put anything for self, but it's hand. So the hand that you're going to deal to and the number of cards. So I can just put, I don't know, maybe 5 cards we're going to deal to this hand. So we did that, and you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully they were the first 5 cards on the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can kind of see how that rolls. If I want, so this is one thing that we've sort of put into, so H1, right? So you can see what that is. If I wanted the, this is what the get item and set up. So the get item says if I want the 1th one, right? So 0, 1. So I got the jack of clubs. If I want, let me see if this, I don't even know if this will work. Let's go to like 2. Look at that. It does work. So 0 to 1. So 10 to diamonds. So I can get them all. All right. So you can kind of see how this thing's working. About the length of D. Did it deal those cards? And it did, right? So we had 52, and then we dealt those cards to the hand, and the 47 is left in there. Okay. Well, luckily that's all I have for this one. Hopefully you guys got out of this, and we will definitely see you next class where we'll start using these objects.